Hey, there's Pete with GCI Turf. I hope you're having a great day. And man, it's still hot. Man, it's hot. Stinking fly. Alright, so here we go again. I got my grass seed, my Kentucky Blue, and I'm sowing Kentucky Bluegrass back here simply because I want to learn more about it. I'm going to teach myself about Kentucky Bluegrass back here with some help with some buddies and stuff. Matter of fact, Chris up in the mountains of North Carolina helped me pick out the 4 varieties. And I went with Appalachian, Bewitched, Prosperity, and I think it's a real famous one called Midnight. I got to do a little more research on that, but from what I've read, Midnight's a pretty popular one. So instead of having 2, instead of splitting it down the middle, I'm actually splitting it in 4 quadrants, 4 375 square foot test plots. So if I were going to sow 1,000 square feet of Kentucky Bluegrass, that's how much seed would go on 1,000 square feet. That's about 3 pounds. Chris said anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds. So that's what 3 pounds looks like. Now for 375 square feet, I'm only going to use a little over a pound or so. So we're going to put our cup on here, zero this scale out. I'm going to put it out with this little battery thing, a majiggy, and where the 4 varieties meet in the middle, I'm not going to separate them. I've taken an orange marking paint and marked it into the 4 quadrants, so where they meet, it'll just kind of blend in a little bit. For the most part, it'll be 4 big solid chunks. I was going to leave a gap between them and keep them separated, but I still want it to look like a yard, so I'm going to let them blend together. No big deal with me. All right, so you can kind of see my line going right up through there, and then I got another line that goes right through there. And I'm going to do the Appalachian in the far corner. I'm going to do the Prosperity beside it right here. I'm going to do the Bewitched over here in this corner, and I'll do the Midnight right here closest to us. Man, that is one more tiny grass seed. Ain't quite as small as Bermuda, but it sure is little. All right, so what I did, I took this thing and dialed it way down on the lowest setting, or almost the lowest setting. And then I just went over it multiple times to get it spread out nice and even. All right, so just so I keep up with it, here's my building. And here's my 4 plots: Appalachian, Prosperity, Bewitched, Midnight. All right, you'll find this interesting. There's your Midnight from Super Seed Store, Midnight Kentucky Bluegrass. 0 weeds, 0 other crop. The Prosperity has 0.2% weed, 0 other crop. No noxious weeds. Now I didn't, I'm real peculiar about that, and here I go buying a grass seed, and I didn't check it good enough. Shame on you, Petey. Look at here. Now I was wrong. This Bewitched come from Preferred Seed Company up there in New York, and you can see they got some weeds in there. Other crop 0.01%, and weed seeds 0.2%, 0.2%. So we'll see. But there's plenty of weeds in the dirt. So, you might get a weed regardless if the bag of seeds says it's 0% or not. There's plenty of weeds in the dirt. It's enough to go around for everybody. All right, so now I'm gonna do is take a leaf rake and just kind of lightly rake over each individual plot. I'm not gonna cross over the orange lines because I don't want to mix them in together. So I'm just doing this to kind of incorporate the seed into the dirt just a little bit. All right, so if you've been following me for any length of time or this year, you know, back in the test plot, we've had an Academy side and a Milo side, and I've been doing a little testing on the fertilizers. I thought it was about time to show you. This is what I've been calling Academy fertilizer. Okay, it's made by Higher Bricks. They're up in Ohio, and this is what I've been putting on my yard for the past 4 or 5 years. Incredible nutrient package. The thing I like the most about it is it's more of a balanced fertilizer. It's not an NPK. It's NPK plus all your micros, worm castings, humate, just all kind of micronutrients in it. It's just a very good balanced fertilizer option. This right here is a really good option if you want to use it for like a starter fert with your seed. Feeds the yard for a pretty good while, 3 to 4 months roughly. So typically you feed it in the fall with your grass seed. You don't have to apply anything else until the following year when you do your spring application. I can get you 10% on this. All right, the coupon code and all that stuff will be in the description. I'm gonna use their organic mix on what I'm doing over here. I can get you 5% on that. Okay. A little word of caution on this. This is a 50-pound bag. Okay. It's expensive to ship 50 pounds, so don't freak out when you see the shipping cost. The shipping cost is pretty steep, so it's just one of those things where if you want to pay to get it or not, it's totally up to you. Of course, last but not least, I'm going to spray some RGS and aerate before I start watering. All right, have a good evening. We'll talk water on the next go round. Ah, it's cold. It sure does feel good. Ah.